now received your 360 assessment report and read it, and much of it is, you think, right on, no surprises, and then some of it is, well, a little different or even disconcerting, and perhaps you have some questions. Enter your coach. In a follow-up survey of 360 participants, 70% reported that having a coach helped them make more effective use of their feedback results. One executive described his 360 experience working with a coach. I read and reread my feedback report. What my coach found in that report was astounding. Connections between practices and themes about my management behavior that were stunningly accurate. The role of the coach in providing an independent and unvested view of your feedback report is to help you realize some special insights that will help you move forward on your personal and professional development. To underline this impact, results of a study published in Training and Development Journal illustrate the impact of a coach on performance with respect to the change in behavior and production of results over time during and following a training event. Without coaching, performance behavior improved during the training, rose a little more, then fell back to marginally above the individual's former behavior. Results produced by the individual following the training first dipped, understandable as part of the learning curve, then rose, flattened out, and stabilized. For those with coaching, following the same initial rise in behavior, the behavior continued and continued to grow. And the results produced by the individual did as well, in dramatic fashion. You have the opportunity to experience the same difference, so it's important that you aggressively take advantage of your coach and the coaching relationship. Let's go back to the process and where you are now in the cycle. You started by setting up your 360 assessment, checking in with your leader regarding support and expectations, identifying your raters, and getting yourself registered for the assessment. You then launched the process, connecting with your raters to engage their support. The assessment activity was then triggered with leadership intelligence following up with the raters, keeping you in the loop regarding the status of your assessment, generating individual and group assessment reports, and providing you and your coach with your own 360 assessment report. So here's where you are in the cycle with your report. Now comes the fun and difficult stuff. With your assessment and the support of your coach, you are going to go through the development planning cycle a few times, looking at your 360 assessment and selecting what aspect you would like to concentrate on first, laying out a workable plan to build the selected competency or behavior, declaring to your support network, including your raters, what you are working on and engaging their support, then implementing your development plan. After this first cycle, you have the opportunity to go back to your assessment and select another competency, attribute, or behavior you'd like to concentrate on next, going through the plan, declare, act cycle again, and a third and a fourth time. By then, you'll certainly be able to do these cycles on your own. So how do you move through these steps smoothly? Start by reviewing and validating in your own mind the Leadership Intelligence 360 Assessment Report by answering the reflection questions provided with your report. Remember to return your responses to the coach prior to your first session. Book your session with your coach and prepare for it, determining what questions and concerns you have that you're going to share with your coach, and thinking about the areas you'd like to concentrate on in your development plan. Working with your coach, develop your first development plan, including how you are going to engage others in your development and gain feedback on your progress, and how you are going to record your own view of your progress. We strongly suggest using a journal, either incorporating your observations in your existing journal or creating a special journal dedicated to your development activity. Declare yourself to your stakeholders, including many, if not all, of your raters, regarding what you're going to be concentrating on this first cycle. Track your progress in your journal, whichever format you've selected. Let's now zero in more specifically on the activities in each of the process steps. In the first meeting with your coach, you will spend much of the time sharing your own observations and feelings about the feedback, asking the questions that arose during your review of the report, and responding to the questions and observations your coach has regarding the report feedback. This is all part of the planning activity, getting yourself ready to make some changes to move forward in your professional life. As you and your coach go through the report, look for things that are of high importance or relevance to the role that you've chosen to focus on, and in those areas of relevance, look for the corresponding performance ratings that identify opportunities for you to grow. From this dialogue, identify a useful development goal. This will be something you want to adopt and integrate into your leadership style over the next 3 months. It may require some formal professional development, or it may be something you already know how to do and just don't practice. It therefore may require some reinforcement from others when you're doing it right, and some reminder when you're not. Now, work with your coach to lay out a development plan to accomplish that goal. Your coach will work with you to help ensure it is measurable and achievable. With your plan in hand, it is time to declare yourself to your stakeholders to engage their support in your pursuit. A declaration is an explicit formal announcement, either oral or written, that is your statement of intent, a commitment. It's an I will statement that allows others to be able to observe your accomplishment, like, I will arrive at business meetings on time, or I will listen to others' points of view without interrupting, or I will spend more time in the field connecting with frontline staff and hearing and understanding their concerns. Notice that these declarations are stated in the positive, what I will do rather than what I will not do. It is exceedingly more difficult to stop doing something than to start doing something. Even if you select a trait that has been identified as a stop doing trait, convert the trait into what the positive action would be. Along with your declaration, ask for support and for feedback in the moment. This next stage, acting, is all about integrity, your integrity, and you building your credibility, first and foremost with your identified stakeholders. You had set your development goal as something that was important for you to adopt and integrate into your leadership style over the following 3 months. As it's a meaningful change in your behavior and profile, chances are it won't happen on the first try. Like any new physical exercise you try, it will take some time to get it right. For example, if it's replacing a less productive behavior with a more productive one, at the start you'll catch yourself after you have exhibited the old behavior. You'll stop, say, "Excuse me, let me try that again," and act out the new one. Later, you'll catch yourself just before you exhibit the old behavior and replace it with the new one. And finally, that new behavior will be an integral part of your behavior. As it can be difficult to notice ourselves exhibiting that old behavior, we may want to engage others in noticing it for us, something we might call the buddy system. Your caller could be your leader, a colleague, a direct report, or anyone else you spend a lot of time with. It's all part of staying self-aware. When you make some headway on your plan, remember to celebrate your accomplishments, however it works for you. Now it's time to take stock, both independently and with your coach. How did that development cycle work for you? How well did you integrate that new competency or behavior into your profile? How do you know? What might you do differently next time? Assuming that it worked reasonably well, the Learning Edge opportunity is to select the next item to work on. With your coach, follow the same process as you did 3 months before. This means you can move 4 development agenda items over the year. As you launch these quarterly initiatives, you can even develop your own 360 feedback system, gaining ongoing direct feedback from your critical stakeholders. This is potentially one of the most powerful self-development processes you will ever experience, and only if you're open to it. As mentioned at the outset, seeking and receiving this kind of feedback is not for the faint of heart. If it's to be of value, you need to listen without attachment and seek the insight buried within the feedback. Remember that this is all about you. It is your opportunity to learn firsthand from a group of people you respect and care about how you can better position yourself to make a difference in this world. We wish you the best of success on your professional journey and encourage you to continue to solicit feedback and grow in the process.